Morning. I actually had one of the best night's sleeps I've ever had on the floor. Although it was a broken sleep, with needing to get up to the toilet. This sleeping bag just makes it so easy. And when you get too hot, you can stick your arms out, undo the front and stick your feet out, which really does help. Very, very quiet. Got very windy, and I was a bit worried about these beech trees. And although I did check, it doesn't matter whether they look dead or not, any branch can fall at any time. And unfortunately, all of these trees are beech. There's no getting away from sleeping in a beech coppice. I actually got way too hot in this sleeping bag. Points when I should have opened up, I didn't. And lesson learned. Just trying to keep myself away from the midges. As soon as the wind kicked up last night, though, they were gone. I just heard one or two that are obviously lingering on this tarp, buzzing in my ear, which woke me up, which is the most annoyingest thing about them. Ooh, excuse me. So, I'm going to whack the cooker on. So I've just turned this mat into a chair again. Like I said before, there's nothing better than being able to sit back or sit up while you're in the woods. Got the gas burner on. There's a pillow. Someone sent me this as a gift. It's an air pillow. It blows up thicker than this. I had it relatively blown up just because it fits in the sleeve of this chair for the mat. There's a little slip to put jumpers or something in like that, but this fit in there quite well. It just stopped it from flying off, which probably made it the most comfortable sleep for me. Having a pillow does make a difference. You can make that out of any item of clothing as well. It's got no lining, just inflatable. So it goes ultra small. So if we're talking that size, it doesn't take up any room. It's probably a few grams at most, and it made me have a nice sleep. So it's worth having a look at inflatable pillows. I used to have the little beanbag type ones. Oh, there's the water boiled. Perfect, just in time. Yeah, so I used to have the beanie wrap around, go around your neck for the hammock, which I tried out and I just couldn't get used to it. Ended up, well, I found the way I like laying in the hammock, you didn't need a pillow anyway. See, the midges are back. Every bag I pick up, there's a beetle running around underneath it. That is one thing that I dislike about sleeping on the floor. Critters get everywhere. That's why I put everything in Ziploc bags or roll top bags. All my cooking stuff, my food, everything's in this. Keep it all together. Keep it all from the critters. So, just gonna have a coffee. Didn't really bring much in the way of breakfast. I like to eat brunch mid-morning. That's why I love titanium. It gets very, very hot very fast, so you boil your water really fast, but then it cools down really fast as well. So it's not only the fact that it is ultra lightweight, it's just a fantastic conductor for heat. And that's too hot to drink. So as you can see, I'm wearing this as a jacket, just keeping me warm really. And because I'm used to wearing the 5-finger shoes, I have to take the socks off, and I couldn't sleep in socks. My feet are really acclimatised to the 5 fingers. I actually wish I brought them up here to wear rather than boots, because my feet are just don't like them. I think I've worn trainers twice in the whole maybe month and a half I've had the 5 fingers now. So it does make a difference. So since I've been sitting here now, I've seen 2 rabbits run across. This is quite far out. A squirrel just crossing just in front of the tarp, and I'm just set back inside the tarp, not moving, and a deer's just walked past. Now I did know that this track on the ridge for the drop-off was the deer trail. I saw loads of deer prints before, or hoof prints. It's just nice to actually see them and know that you're being that quiet for them to walk past. It's probably why I favoured setting it up like this, which I'll show you in a minute when I get up and I finish my coffee. Nice to see. That's why I'm in the woods. So this was the setup I ended up doing. It's pinned down at 3 corners and then propped up with this pole in the middle, propped up with this pole on the end, and then there's another pole just there in the background, holding up the middle of the side. I can always go around and show you that way. It actually made for a really good shelter. It allowed the wind to come in and allowed me to look out. Brilliant. So let's have a look around then. Whilst I negotiate with the branches. So I've got it tied to the middle of the ridge line and tied to this tree up here. Just saved me putting any poles on the inside. There, and you'll see the centre has a drainage dip, so it would have drained straight out to the back and come down here, so it would have drained well. So let's look in then. We've got clothes bags, first aid kit at the back, water bottles, and the snozzle bag, seat. Take a better look at that when I take down the tarp. Cook set, and there's the rest of my gear. You see everything's out of my rucksack. I didn't carry much. See, the camera's finding it hard to focus with this coyote brown. It blends in so well. Does look good. I think I like this better than my Tatonka. You actually see they've strengthened every guy out point. I mean, it's added weight, and it is a vinyl sort of bit of fabric, but at each point on there they've put that vinyl triangle to reinforce the guy out point. It's good, it is good. They've definitely improved on the waterproofing on the ridge in the middle of the tarp. That's another good thing they've done. So I've actually just kept my sleeping bag on. Haven't got back into my sweaty clothes from yesterday yet. And you'll just see that it is just like a parka. Just dropped it down just to my knees. Because it has got armholes, you just enjoy wearing it. Doesn't matter how silly you look. It's warm, it's comfortable. Not much more I can say about it really. It's so versatile. I think next time I'll show you how to use it with a hammock and how many different ways it is for that you can use or apply it to it. Such a good bit of kit. So, I'm going to offer you a bit of a treat. This is everything that I've brought with me. So, let's start from this side actually. We got my mat in the chair kit. And what everything's on is the emergency space blanket. Bring this with me all the time. Sleeping bag in its net sack, which can be used as a mozzie net. Camera equipment, battery, all the cables needed to switch it into the power I need. There's the pelly case with my phone in, trekking poles, cook kit, multi-tool, knife, water bottles. This is the waterproof stuff sack for my sleeping bag with the compression and the air valve. The mat sack, snozzle bag, chair kit bag. This is the DD tarp bag. See, 720 grams, coyote brown. I've taken out all the guy lines and pegs because they're rubbish. Ridgeline. 5 lots of small paracord, some tent stakes, pillow, and then the bag it's laying on. There's my food bag. We've got the cozy, the Fozzles pet bowl, and the folding cup. First aid kit. These are my sleep clothes, the buff and a pair of socks. Stuff sack for that. Wind shirt, small hand towel, Gore-Tex jacket, technical fleece, and a stuff sack for that. I like to keep everything organised. This is the ditty bag that fits in the top pouch of my rucksack. Stuff sack in there. It did heavily rain yesterday before I got the camera out. Small micro organiser from Expedition, my Spartan wallet, mozzie net, trowel and toilet kit. Head torch with the core battery on it, rechargeable. Makes life a lot easier, saves using batteries all the time. This is another small ditty bag that I keep in the top of my rucksack in a roll top bag. These are all seal nylons, these are ultra lightweight. Signalling bandana, signalling mirror, fire card, tinder card, enough to make myself a couple of fires there. Petrol E-light. So food then, you can see I didn't scrimp on food. I've got a long trek here and a long trek back, so had to have a lot of food. Got some generic Mars bars, these are all Lidl's. Brew kit, coffee, hot chocolate, apricots, some spoon, 2 spoons and a spork. I always forget them, so I've got them stashed in different places. They're a bit like Pepperamis. Fruit strips, mackerel in tomato sauce in a tin, it's lovely. 2 freeze-dried meals, that's about it. Obviously the tripod and the camera that I've got here. That's it. Just trying to pack up not to disturb most of the ground as the gnats and midges are starting to come back out again. So with this stuff sack, this is for my sleeping bag. It's got this little valve on, flat valve, as most expedition gear has got now. Brilliant innovation rather than what some people have been using. I've just got it that flat. Now this bag's actually far too big. I'm waiting for another one to be delivered to me that's smaller for the sleeping bags, but that fits at the bottom of my sleeping bag and weighs about 800 grams, something like that, roundabouts. You know, what more can you ask for from a sleeping bag? It's in its I call it mosquito net. It's in its netting bag, so I can pull it straight out, give it a shake, leave it in that, put it up on the shelf, and store it like that. I never leave it longer than a few hours in this stuff sack. Just ruins the down in your bag. It's not a good thing when you pay that much money for a sleeping bag. So just thought I'd show you that. Just packing away my stuff now. So I want to show you this chair kit then. It comes in its own little stuff sack with male and female hook and loop, velcro. The bag's made oversized so that you can keep your mat in it, roll it up and stick it straight in this bag, and obviously you can compress it with these. The great thing about this Exped done is this chair kit fits any mat, any inflatable mat out there on the market, it will fit. So this is the medium one. Brilliant innovation, and I just like the fact they made it so it fits any mat. It's got a durable nylon on the outside or on the underside, which aids in puncture resistance, and then on the front side it's got the same material what they use for the sleeping bags. It's a nice soft to touch ripstop nylon, so they made an effort in this. So on the back side then, there's 2 poles that keep it rigid, and if I just pop one out there, you can obviously take these out and shove them in your backpack to get this thing down further. Nice aluminium and really lightweight. So they actually made it so you could get them out by putting this little tab in there. When you push it in, you just pull the tab, the pole pops out. So I thought that was quite clever. Grab handle on the top. So let me just tell you a bit about it then. So the floor, the underneath is 100% nylon PU coated,
and the top is 100% polyester. I was wrong. It's ripstop polyester, so that's why it's so soft. It has these straps which will become apparent later when I put it in. So let's get the camera set up and stick the mat in. So for this demonstration then I'm going to use my own mat, and it's got this double zip at the top so you can get to your valve wherever it is on the mat. Just going to open that up. I'm going to place our mat in so that you can get to the valves at the top. So we're going to fit that in snug, and like I said earlier, there's a separate pocket there which I stuck my pillow in, which you can put a jumper or something like that in it. Let's just do this up, and that's it all in. So obviously you can use it like this and lay on it, and that would be perfect like that. But to turn it into a chair, we got to fold it into thirds, and there's a little clip here that you connect that to. Just pull it a little bit snug. I've let out some of the air to make this a lot easier. Another one on this side. Now, what you do then is just fold it up, pull these straps round and tighten them. Do the other side quickly. Obviously you can tighten this or loosen it to how you like to sit posture wise. And then it is a case of just sitting on it and pulling it as snug as you like, and you can lounge in this thing. Really nice and comfortable to sit in. And this will obviously depend on your own mat for the cushioning of it. You can inflate it and deflate it to however you like. The other way is if we just unclip that bottom section, you then turn this out into a long lounger. I'll just put that on the end for my boots. Got somewhere for your feet to go. And it's as comfortable as you want it to be in the woods. Superb product. So I've just put it away. Well, I've rolled it up to see how compact I can get it. Now, if we just put it against their bag, try and get this as open as possible. They're very generous with their bag size. Now, obviously that's to fit any mat in as well, because I'm not going to be using that idea. That's going to be stored in my bag on its own. Like I say, you can take them 4 poles out and store them separately. I like its compactness, and it probably will see itself in my bag on most trips now then. Nice and compact. So this is me all packed up. Camera pelly case on the front. So snacks are ready to go on the side. Water bottle goes in the roly-poly pouch on the other side of my bag. Show you that on the strap. Just makes my water more accessible when walking. Now I've scoured the ground, see if I've left anything. I actually popped a button off my shirt sleeve and no way of finding that, so I'll be taking the spare one that comes with it off and stitching that on. Bit of a pain. So ready to rock and roll and get out of there. So I've just come out from the woods at the bottom of this hill, walked up here just to show you this view. Path I come from before walking up the top of this build. I'll come from that left hand path there. This is the path I'm taking. All these woodlands are pretty much very similar, as in there's 20 to 40 year old beech coppice woodland. See, it's plantation, and the ones in between you can see that have been cut down. There's a lot of stumps in there as well. It's been disused for a very long time, which is a shame. So we're coming to the end of my trip to these woods, to the forest. It's been a great night out, great morning to be walking, although a little hot. That's both of my batteries nigh on depleted, so there won't be much footage after this, if any at all. Just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this. All views are much appreciated, and the more views I get, obviously the more YouTube advertises it, and the more that my videos get around YouTube and the world. Lovely scenery around here, so I'm not going to carry on down that track. I'm actually going to cut down this little path here and cut back down to Cuckmere Haven to get the bus back home. And that's the way I got here, the easiest way, as I don't drive. Parking is biggest pains for this woodland. There's a reason for it. There is no camping allowed. And if you'd see what some campsites and woodlands are like, you know why they put these rules in place. You never know what happens. Loads of teasel about. Much diversity in flora and fauna. Loads of wildlife, which is quite strange. Grasshoppers.
Nice sound to hear, as well as the buzzards in the sky. The owls last night. Foxes call this morning. The deer I watched run straight past my camp. And 1,000,001 bunnies I've seen this morning. And only a handful of people walking. Some with their dogs and some just hiking. It's always good to see other people enjoying the outdoors. So that's me signing off as the red light flashes up on my camera to say the battery is on its way out. Squirrel jumping from tree to tree. Grey squirrel's quite scarce down here, which is really nice to see. It's just a shame the red squirrel can't be moved in. So here's to the next video, and I'll see you then.